Bengals that like step up against division rivals, and then you see these Bengals that just can only score a touchdown. And the Bears defense is, as I've been saying,
it's good.
It's a very good defense. If they get a couple more offensive pieces, they're
dangerous.
They're one of my favorites to be really improved next year.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point there. Defense, it's not Brian Urlacher defense when they had Peanut Tillman and Daniel Manning. And,
no, it's not the same. But I mean, this is a defense that looks like it's only going to get better. And if they get better on offense, you're right. They could be a sly pick out of the NFC North next year.
Yeah,
that NFC North is looking like it's getting stacked.
It's going to be crazy because you got the Vikings and you've always got the Packers. As long as Rodgers,
as long as Zeus is actually playing quarterback, they're in the game.
And
the Bears and the Lions.
The Lions.
The Lions are a wild card team.
Very suspect. They may be the ones that actually eventually regress. Because I don't know how much I don't know how much I trust Stafford. Yeah, you have great stats, but you throw it 50 times
when are they going to have a legitimate running game again?
Theo Riddick's emerging decently, but
he's kind of old, isn't he? I don't think he's that young.
If there's ever a draft to do it,
Abdullah's not great. He hasn't panned out well. He's okay.
They could find somebody in this draft. Actually.
If there's ever a draft to do it, like from I had seen a couple of tweets, the list of running backs that are coming out. If Royce Freeman is down toward the bottom of the list, hot damn, it's going to be a great draft.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
If Royce Freeman and Rashad Penny are down toward the bottom of that list.
Yeah, you can't sleep on any of them. Oof.
Oh, man. Darius Geis is going to be a monster. He split time with Leonard Fournette. Mm-hmm. There were times when I thought he was better. Whoever gets him is getting an absolute stud on the field.
I love it because there's going to be some of them are going to fall to like second, third round when teams start going need instead of BPA.
They're like 23 running backs. Not all of them are going to get drafted.
That's actually one of the reasons I do believe the Giants go quarterback in the beginning
because there's so much depth.
That running back is so large that they could still take a running back in the second round and have a great running back.
I had seen a couple of things that said that they could legitimately see if there wasn't a need for two teams to get a new quarterback, they could legitimately see the first three picks being running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it's rare that it happens nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
They were talking the top three.
But
top three picks could be Saquon Barkley, Darius Geis, and what's his name? The kid from Colorado.
Oh,
we talk about him all the time.
What is his name? Yeah, he's pretty much their only player.
Yeah. Let's move on because we have a lot more to get to, and it's getting late. Dan Beebe says Abdullah can be a fumble machine as well.
Yes,
that's a good one. Yeah.
All right. So what game was that we were just talking about?
The Bears. Actually, one last thing. Bengals, one last thing about the Bears. Sad day today for all Bears fans and all NFL fans.
Greatest NFL punt returner.
Devin Hester has announced his retirement.
Yep.
I mean, he should have retired a few years ago.
He was absolutely electric in the league, though.
Hall of Famer.
Do we believe he's a Hall of Famer on his returning run? I do.
Yes, I feel like they're going to create a special section just for him.
I wouldn't be mad.
I think he deserves it because you can't say that there's very few specialists in the game that changed games like he could.
Yeah.
And he could do it.
Absolutely.
He could do it. At any point in time. And he played in a different era, too, where the kickoff actually meant there's a chance he could... It's coming out.
Flagrant.
Yeah, Courtney Lee just got absolutely smacked. Gets up smiling, though. So
you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Because he played in a day when the kickoff, there's a good chance it's going to get returned.
Just watch his...
Okay, it's a regular foul.
They're not calling a foul.
What?
The Lakers have the ball.
Wow.
Bring it up the court.
That is ridiculous. They have not called anything on Lee today. I guess they just believe he's made of steel or something.
Anyways,
back to NFL.
If you haven't seen his punt return when he was at Miami against Duke, watch it. It'll make you cry. How beautiful it is.
He returned a field goal for a touchdown.
Yeah, him and Nathan Vasher.
Yep.
In the same season.
The best part about that was the fact that he's on the team anyway for the special teams in that scenario as the guy to jump to try and block it. But he recognizes right before it's about to be hiked. He's standing there, he looks backwards, and he's like, wait a minute.
That's 60 yards.
He just starts huffing it all the way back. Receives it, acts like he's going to take a knee, and he's like, no, I'm going to go.
It was Nathan Vasher for the Bears who did it against, I think it was against the 49ers that Nathan Vasher returned it 107 yards for a touchdown. And then like 2 weeks later against the Giants, it was Hester 109 yards for a touchdown. Yeah.
Oh, man. I remember him catching it and he was like tiptoeing. He was like, my feet are still in okay.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna continue on. Packers 27, Browns 21 in overtime.
Exciting game.
Jimmy G led the 49ers to a 26-16 victory over the Texans.
2-0.
Yep.
He's 2-0 as a starter.
He's looking pretty legit. If I was a Patriots fan, I would be a little concerned given how Tommy has played with this Achilles issue that you might have just sold your future down the river for not that much of a return.
I don't think they're concerned because I think any quarterback can step in to Belichick's system and
yeah, don't worry. The Cleveland Browns will draft one overall. He'll be traded to the Patriots for a sack of chips.
He'll get Jamie Collins back just to trade him back to the Browns.
Yeah, like something will happen.
The Chiefs 26, Raiders 15. Cowboys get to play the Raiders next week. I am pretty stoked because after that, the Cowboys get Ezekiel Elliott back for the Seahawks and the Eagles. So Cowboys could really make a go of this.
They're going to have to right now.
Lions 24, Succaneers 21.
This is why I don't think the Lions are as good as we, or at least I originally thought, beginning of the season. You can barely beat the Buccaneers, and you're supposed to be a playoff team.
The Buccaneers have been a disappointment to me this season. I thought they would be better.
I wonder what
Winston has been terrible.
I wonder if it's the mentality of they lost their bye week. That
may have thrown a wrench in things, but I mean, you can't put all the blame.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to conserve yourself.
No, I get that, and I can give them credit.
There are games that they at least should have been competitive that they just got completely blown out of.
Yeah. Cardinals 12, Titans 7 in the crap fest of the week.
Next. Yeah. I literally have nothing to say about that game.
Broncos 23, Jets nothing.
Yeah. Broncos were already dominating us before McCown broke his hand and is done for the season.
Do you think this ends his career?
Maybe not. It's his non-throwing hand. And
who did they put in?
I'm not convinced.
Bryce Petty.
And he was terrible.
He wasn't the worst.
I guess I could have guessed
been
that
Hackenberg.
They were putting in Hackenberg.
He was 2 of 9 for like 14 yards. He wasn't the worst.
2 of 9. Pretty bad.
He had a better.
You're right. He wasn't the worst. He at least got 2.
Yeah, he had a better QBR than
a running back that threw one incomplete on a trick play.
No, then what's his name? Then Josh McCown.
Yeah, McCown was bad.
Finished with negative 2.3 fantasy points.
The whole team was pretty bad. Maybe the McCown injury, blessing in disguise for the Jets draft, since it really. At this point they should tank, and they're gonna do it willingly or
evaluate
or not.
Talent is what you mean.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's what it is at this point. It is legitimately time to evaluate talent. Put Bryce Petty in and give him half, give Christian Hackenberg half, and just let them do that. See if anything shows that either of them can be the quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a legitimate chance that McCown comes back for the right price to the Jets.
I think
they drop Hackenberg probably.
I think he will, because the Jets have realized how valuable he is to teaching their next guy.
Exactly.
And
because
I've heard
I would want him to come back as either a quarterback or a quarterback coach.
That's the next thing I was going to say. I've heard a couple reports that the Jets are going to offer him a contract to play again next season and have already offered him a contract in the future to be their quarterback coach.
Yeah, I would love McCown as a quarterback coach. The amount of systems he's played under, he's a smart guy, and he's always been.
I mean, he's found something. He's 38.
Yeah,
and he's still playing.
Yeah, and
he's not Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he's not Aaron Rodgers.
He's not fantastic, but he
did better than Andrew Luck did this season.
Yeah, he's a solid player. He's pretty good at reading defenses. He just, isn't always super accurate, and he sometimes makes dumb mistakes. But that's the heat of the moment.
Yeah, like that fumble against the Panthers. If you just eat that sack, you win the game.
Yeah.
You just eat that sack, you win. But
so I would not mind having him back to teach a draft pick if the Jets don't get Kirk Cousins.
Best case scenario, he teaches a quarterback how to play in the NFL. Worst case scenario, he's that quarterback's backup.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're paying him, like $2.5 million to sit on the bench. That's really what it is. Worst case scenario, 2.5 or whatever it is for him to sit on the bench. But anyways, let's continue on. Chargers 30, Redskins 13. Wow, the Redskins look bad.
Yeah. What happened?
Nosediving.
I think Kirk Cousins has been like, I've shown all season that I can do some pretty good things with some really bad players. If I had good players on my team, we'd be winning games. But I think
he's just like, you gotta pay me. If I'm gonna keep.
He's not.
If I'm gonna keep using this trash, somebody better get a checkbook out.
We're gonna get to that in just a second. I have a question that I want to get to. But Jaguars 30, Seahawks 24. Jags are legit.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
Jags are legit.
Even with Bortles.
Bortles is looking good.
He's looking okay. He's still not.
No, he's not looking great. He's looking good.
He's looking like he's there.
He's looking like they wish that they had someone better because then they'd probably be Super Bowl favorites.
He's looking like he plays.
Eagles 43, Rams 35. Wentz goes down.
I feel bad for Eagles fans, to be honest.
They've already locked up the NFC East.
That stinks. This reminds me of Derek Carr with the Raiders last season. Super promising season. You're looking like you're a contender.
But
injury derails it.
Big difference. Nick Foles has won a playoff game.
That's true, but there's a reason he's the backup. He struggled when he came in, which is not.
He also hadn't played for 2 years.
Right. Well, hadn't started, but it's not unexpected that you're going to struggle coming into a game like that. But
when you're sitting there legs up, like
more beatable because Wentz was killing it. He was absolutely MVP candidate. I think he was probably my favorite for the MVP.
He was in the beginning of the season, but he's cooled off a little bit. And I'm starting
that Rams game. He was red hot. He got me 32 points in fantasy.
He got me 27.5. But Wentz was my MVP from like weeks 5 until
I really
3
want to
weeks
see
ago.
him finish out the season and see what he was made of because that is when it's all on the line. That's when teams are if they're contending at all are gonna be at their best.
Knicks Lakers going to overtime. It's going to start in just a minute really quickly. But I'm sorry, go on.
But you gotta feel for Eagles fans.
I don't.
I mean, maybe you guys don't because you're in their division. They haven't had a legitimate chance since McNabb at anything special. They finally do, and their guy goes down. But, at least they have their guy of the future because he's definitely shown that he's that.
Dan Beebe thinks that the Rams take the NFC.
Oh, I still say Minnesota.
I think Minnesota's the team to beat now.
The Rams aren't looking
Rams showed
bad.
Yeah, Rams definitely showed that they can go toe to toe with anybody in that Eagles game. A couple chance encounters differently, and they won that game.
And I think we do. I mean, we sit there and say Carson Wentz, MVP, but I think we overlook the fact that it's probably just going to go to Tom Brady because that's what happens.
So, from what I understand, and I don't know if I necessarily agree, Tom Brady is not one of the three